This was the wheelchair access at Hampden Park, Glasgow, when we went to see the mighty Foo Fighters. Come on! After buying accessible tickets for Hampden Park, I got an email offering accessible parking. I was sent a parking pass in the post for the red car park, situated at the main entrance to the stadium. The pass gave instructions to enter the car park via Kinghorn Drive. The stadium was very easy to get to, along the A728 from junction 1A of the M74, and only a short drive from the centre of Glasgow and the main train stations. There were a limited number of accessible bays, but lots of options to park at the end of rows. I made sure my pass and blue badge were displayed correctly on my dashboard. Don't want to be getting a ticket. There was a stadium map on the tickets, and it was clearly marked which entrance you needed to use. There were also larger maps displayed around the stadium. From where we parked the car, it was a short wheel towards the east end of the stadium. The pathways were all step-free tarmac, but the journey was made a little longer to reroute around delivery trucks and catering vehicles. When we got to the southeast tunnel, there was a long line of portaloos, but none were accessible. Over to the right was a large hot food van and an official merch outlet. I had to go check that out. We joined the queue until the gates opened. Once our tickets and bags had been checked, it was an easy wheel down the ramp, under the stadium, past the temporary bars and portaloos, and out onto the pitch. Glorious. The area around the edge of the pitch is very wide and concreted, so very easy to wheel on. We followed around to the right towards the accessible platform. The platform had 3 accessible portaloos inside the enclosure, and there were stewards at the entrance throughout the event. We got a platform wristband and headed up the ramp. It was quite long, but not very steep, so easy to use. The large platform had no specific bays or seat numbering, and there were fold-up chairs for ambulant disabled and companions. The platform was a good height above the pitch, and it was clearly marked that it was for all disabilities, not just wheelchair users. The positioning of the platform was slightly under the stadium roof, so we would have had some cover if it had rained, because let's be honest, it can be expected in a British summer. The railing across the front of the platform was quite high. The layout at this stadium is different from some, with the stage being at one side. There is another disabled platform at the other end of the stadium, with everything mirrored from this one. The accessible portaloos were kept exclusively for the access platform, so they were clean but not overly spacious. No room for a boogie. Being down at the pitch level, you realise what a good view the platform gives you, and it means you don't have to look at people's bottoms all night. The temporary bars under the stadium seating had very limited choice of drinks and food. Free water was poured from a bottle into very small cups. If your companion is willing to climb the stairs up to the top concourse, there's much more choice and tap water is available. Prices weren't too bad for a stadium gig. Staff were also taking bar orders on the access platform. Being towards the side of the stage, some parts were slightly obscured, but the large video screens were great. There was lots of flashing lights and smoke machines, and the band really got the crowd bouncing. Our view was unobstructed throughout the event, and I felt safe up on the platform. With such a big crowd, it can get a bit overwhelming. When the show finished, the pitch cleared quite quickly, as there were multiple exits, but we did our usual and waited 5 minutes. Then it was just the age-old navigation through the discarded cups back to where we came in. It was a slow push back up the ramp, and it was busy as we got up to the top. With there being so many exits, there were people moving in all directions, but it was all very civilised and trouble-free. Back at the car, someone had parked up close beside us. The accessible bay hatching paint had worn away, but they were over the edge of their bay. Getting out of the car park only took a few minutes, but the main road was gridlocked. Again, people coming from all directions, buses and taxis, plus production trucks trying to make their way into the stadium. The short journey back to the motorway took well over an hour. Whew. It didn't stop it being an amazing night though.